week on the Poisonrana free feed, we had the chance to talk to Hollywood Haley J from the Netflix documentary series Wrestlers, Women of Wrestling, and OVW.
Hi, I'm the bougettoest baddie around, Hollywood Haley J.
We loved you on Netflix, Wrestlers.
Man. Thank you.
I want to start off by like, hey, how's things have changed since being on Netflix?
Well, since then, everyone finally knows that I'm a superstar. I don't just say it and not mean it, you know. I get recognized every time I go out somewhere. My pay grade has came up, you know.
Search Poisonrana in your podcast app, hit subscribe, and check out all the free shows covering wrestling, pop culture, and more.
First time in a long time, but back like I never left. Taking each day as it comes, you know me, I don't read ahead. Watch me burn down everything, BDE on the TV set. When I'm in control on the road, you could never really know what's up next.
Hello.
Hello, hello, hello.
Braden Herrington here with Davie Portman for upNXT. You found us on postwrestling.com or whatever podcast app you are using right now, or maybe, just maybe, you're watching us
Live on youtube.com/postwrestling. Hello, postmarks.
Hello, Postmarks. Hello, NXT friends.
Friends.
Hello, tadpoles, poison pals, whatever you are. Thank you for hanging out with us here, whether it's in the YouTube live, the YouTube replay, or the podcast version. Hello, fine people. It is a Tuesday night. It means we are here to watch NXT. Yeah, we're your friends. I said that one already. But we're here, and we're on the road to a deadline.
We have a deadline coming up this Saturday. I hope everyone's not leaving it to the last minute.
Yeah.
They're getting their homework done early this Tuesday.
It's almost like a reminder for Christmas presents. Like, hey, you have a deadline. Get your
true.
like holidays.
Have you sorted any of your presents yet? No.
I've just like the older I get, like I don't have kids and I don't have like siblings that have kids. So like the holidays I can get really festive. You know I'm a festive person, but I just like don't get into the mood.
I had a conversation with my brother the other day. Obviously I'm not seeing them at Christmas because they're back in the UK. But he's like, okay, here's some things mom and dad have mentioned. So it's like, okay, I'll sort them out. He's like, do you want to get me a present? I'm like, no. Do you want to get me a present? No. Okay. Can that be our present?
Yeah.
So I'm going to ask the same thing.
Yeah.
Do you want a present?
No.
We'll just buy some eggnog and
some Baileys.
Rum chala. What is it?
Chala?
What's it called? Rum cha-cha?
Timothy Chalamet? What? It sounds like we've had some today, but we're really sober. We're both like kind of thinking like, are we sick? We're not quite sure. You have a tea. I'm jealous. You got me an extra water though. We're good for this show. We're ready.
What's it called? Rum cha-cha?
Rum chata?
Rum chata. Yeah.
Rum cha-cha?
Rum cha-cha-cha.
So that's what we can have for the holidays.
Yes.
Hey, you know what you can get yourself for the holidays? A subscription to the Poisonrana Patreon for only $5.
Yes.
Get yourself the gift that keeps on giving this holiday season. Get it for a friend. Get it for a family member.
It's a present for both you and us.
Yeah.
So why not?
We do get strange requests. Like we should have like a tipping thing because we do get listeners from all over the world, and that's always amazing. But some people from all over the world are like, "Hey, how do I like support and send you guys stuff?" It's like, well, you can buy yourself a subscription to our Patreon. That helps a lot.
And this is one of the best months to sign up as well.
I
think October is I know John and Way have like G1 season is their like hot season.
Yeah.
For us, I think it's Halloween and Christmas.
Yeah. Well, those are two. You're just taking over both holiday. Like,
we're the holiday boys.
Yeah. Just making up names on the
Get
spot.
That on a shirt. Yeah.
Yeah. We'll talk about that. Holiday season is definitely fun for some reviews. We have a whole lot of stuff scheduled for this month. I know that we just recorded a Was Next, where we're talking about an old episode from February 19th, 2014 of NXT, featuring the go home to the first ever NXT special on the first ever network special, NXT Arrival, which we'll be looking at. We scheduled it for this month, but some timing. We want to make sure our Was Nexperts get on the show with us. Shout out Anne-Marie and Chris Price. So we might have to push that one back a little bit, but we are on the road to this, and it will be pretty fun to review that. So we looked back at the February 19th edition. Tyler Breeze, Adrian Neville, Cesaro, and Sami Zayn in a hot feud, setting up for that big match at Arrival. It's going to be good stuff. So that was
Paige and Emma in not so much of a hot feud,
but we did lots of other stuff. We just did a review of Lord of the Rings, The Two Towers. We talk about some potatoes and Gollum and all the fun stuff there, the big fight, which is leading up to just next week. We're recording for what, the 20th?
The 20th anniversary of Return of the King.
Yeah, so you Middle Earth heads out there, you elves and peeps, this is all your ball game. This is in for you. Like, this is us talking about all the Lord of the Rings stuff, and those are 2 reviews kind of only a few weeks separated on our Patreon there, which it was a lot of fun. I used to really love these movies as a kid, and kind of rewatching them definitely was like, oh man, like I gave Game of Thrones a chance and I didn't quite really like it, but watching these movies back, I'm like, oh, this is the stuff. It's less dragons. You're right. Less dragons and more like, whatever.
I don't know. There's something about these films that have always connected to me. I know we've done like a lot of the Star Wars films and stuff in the past, but these are like my favorite films of all time. So I just love talking about it. Yeah, they're long films. For me, they just like, I'm just taken to another world for 3.5 hours.
Yeah.
Like I love them and can't wait to talk about, which is my favorite one, Return of the King.
Yeah, so this month is also pretty stacked. That was a pick. We did Emmanuel's pick Lord of the Rings, so we went back to him for Two Towers. Your friend from Geekcentric, Kev, picked Return of the King, so that's kind of how we're wrapping in all these up yours. But John Cena, who hosts a bunch of shows here at Post Wrestling and Poisonrana, he is a family member and a world champion, one of the OGs, in fact. So we decided to give him back another chance, and man, he's picked a real stinker, if you will. Howard the Duck.
Yes.
And I don't know if he's done this publicly, but I'm going to do it for him here. I don't want to steal his thunder here. Right. But this is technically a Marvel movie.
Yeah.
He's told me this is technically in the MCU. Mm-hmm. The light's shining in the sky, fellas, for an MCU later invite, because I mean, WH Park, Wei Ting, you're frauds. You haven't watched the original Marvel.
Oh, I'm sure they have.
Well, you haven't done a review of it yet, and somehow Sino's got us doing it. So I know he wanted to invite those lads over, and hey, the invite's there. I know it's the holidays. We're all getting busy, but fuck it. I know that's what he wanted, so I did it for him. So yes. I love you, Sino, and maybe we can do this. But yeah, Howard the Duck. I hate this movie.
Like I've seen this once when I was a kid, and I don't really remember much. I remember liking it because there's a duck.
Yeah,
like, and I'm a child. Like, yeah. But yeah, this should be quite fun to dive into.
Yeah. Other things, obviously, CM Punk being in the WWE. Well, that's inspired us for a best match ever. We're going to look at in a few weeks the best of CM Punk in WWE. Mm-hmm. So obviously, a few matches come to mind. His first run. Yeah, his first. Oh, that's what we're calling it now. Yeah, look at him. He's like Sean.
Is it? I mean, this is what best match ever. CM Punk Sports Entertainment. It's the sports entertainment years, I guess. Yeah,
there's some good matches in there.
There are some good matches.
We'd also love some recommendations because we're going to record that in a few weeks. But then what else do we have?
Well, we have coming up this Friday on the free feed, we've got Martin Bushby, Dickie Bird, and Brandon from New Jersey dropping a brand new episode of Eagles Don't Hunt Flies, their John Moxley mixtape show. This month, they're going to be talking all about the ever-evolving theme songs of Moxley over the years and kind of deciding which is the best John Moxley theme song.
Okay.
But that leads me to the head of Eagles Don't Hunt Flies, Martin Bushby, is heading up the Big Fat Wrestling Quiz of the Year 2023. And this year, all television rights are up at the moment and all that. We managed to poach it from Post. Wow. We're having it on this very feed.
Wow.
The Poisonrana feed. Sorry, I forget where I am.
Wait, we're on the Post feed right now.
Oh, don't tell them. So yes, it's going to be Maddie Edwards teaming with Benno. Kate from Montreal teaming with Bruce.
So we got Team Grapple, Team Post.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And myself and Brandon from New Jersey. Yeah.
You're going to be like the Noel Fielding.
Well, we
team.
were last year. Yeah. So I'm hoping for a bit better from both of us. No, I'm not putting on Brandon. I gave him a quick call the other day. I said, hey, we got to start training.
Right.
So every morning at 5 a.m., I'm starting with a different month. I'm like, hey, what happened in January, Brandon? And
so you have to go through everything.
It's going through the months of the year.
Okay, so when is this happening? And and it's free for people to tune in?
Yes. So this is happening on Thursday, the 21st. Time to be announced a little closer. But yes, we've got Bushby doing that for, I think this is the third year now, doing the big fat quiz.
Excellent. I've been loving Bushby on Eagles Don't Hunt Flies, and I know that he will knock it out the park with this one as always. So can't wait for that one, and can't wait for it to be on the Poisonrana feed.
But I'm worried because that's on the 21st, and I might be a little hungover going into this. Because we're hosting, aren't we?
That's right. On December 20th, we are also going to be going live on the Poisonrana YouTube feed for the, I'm going to say, first annual. We've done things like this before, but we're hosting a Poisonrana Christmas party.
Yes, we are.
Live on our YouTube page. Hit that subscribe on YouTube, Poisonrana in your YouTube.
Our aim is to go for a few hours. It's going to be like a Christmas party. You know, you might have other plans. You might be going to other Christmas parties that day, but you can pop in. You can say hi. You can drop off some mince pies and eggnog, and then go off to Aunt Judy's Christmas bonanza you're going to after.
You can go in someone's back garage and smoke a doobie. You know, we can do all of that.
So we are hosting a virtual Christmas party on the YouTube, where we're going to have many of the people we collaborate through Poisonrana and Post Wrestling coming and hanging out with us. We're going to play some games. We're going to talk a bit of the year that was 2023 and some highlights and lowlights of the year. And if you are a patron, you will have the StreamYard link as well. So if you want to come in, say hi, wish us happy holidays, and whatever, you feel free to do so. But this is available for free for everyone. So you can all watch it on YouTube live, after the fact, whatever.
Yeah, so we're going to do it early in the day on Wednesday, hours going into Dynamite. Yeah. So, hey, if you're someone who watches Dynamite and you got nothing to do beforehand, this will be perfect. On the 20th, come hang out and join in on the YouTube, because we'll be hosting a party. And what's a party without some party favors? Mm-hmm. But party games.
Yes.
Party games. Yes. So you've invited everyone involved in our feed and the few other friends on this show that you're basically we're gonna have some fun, and it's gonna be something that we haven't really tried really on a show. So some fun things to come on the Christmas party for Poisonrana. So can't wait for that, and can't wait for you guys to come. So 20th there will be free on YouTube. Come hang out. We can't wait. Get your Baileys and your rum chatas.
Rum chatas?
I don't know. Whatever it's
rum
called.
chatas.
But yeah, Poisonrana.ca for the links of everything that we do. But yeah, we're simple little creators that create content, and we use Patreon to get by. So check out our Patreon, and if you're like, I can't, guys, I love you, but times are hard, the best you can do is search Poisonrana, hit that subscribe, hit that download. It goes a long way. Write us a nice message, you know. Goes a long way.
Absolutely. And always hit subscribe.
Yeah.
We usually go live at around 2 p.m. on a Sunday with on our free feed Poisonrana, talking about kind of the whole week in the world of wrestling. Well, last week we didn't go live because we actually had the opportunity to go to Destiny Wrestling meets OVW. Yes, we got hooked. We were a little late on the bandwagon there for wrestlers, but both Braden and I caught up quite recently with the Netflix documentary Wrestlers, which we absolutely loved and really hoped we get a second season of. And so we thought, man, we gotta see these guys. So our friends at Destiny Wrestling hooked us up. Shout out Emilio.
Yeah, shout out Rowdy Randy.
Shout out Rowdy Randy for sorting that out for us. And we had a great little trip to Mississauga. And got to watch some wrestling, had a great time, and had the opportunity to interview Holly Hood, Haley J.
Yeah, I've been following WoW for the past little while, and then this wrestler series. So this was definitely a little fun interview. We got to hang out with her and chat about Canada and how the internet isn't always right, but that's hilarious. And Backwoods and Kentucky and a lot more. So it was a lot of fun. And yeah, Destiny and anyone in the local Toronto area, like they put on some good shows. I know Zach Ryder's coming in for their next one. I think in the Dirty Schwa.
Yeah,
they better watch out. They better book that kangaroo for that show. that kangaroo running around outside Toronto.
You'll have to tame it first. He's being like Punk in AEW right now.
Yeah.
Going around punching authorities.
So so this kangaroo gets like in transfer, gets lost, gets released outside Toronto, which it's cold here. Yeah. So like this poor kangaroo is hopping around for a few days in the snow, almost in the snow. But finally they found it, and when they were trying to catch it, it like punched the cop. Classic kangaroo.
I mean, I appreciate that they haven't tried using tranquilizers yet, that they're trying to like catch it like safely. But they've I mean, we all know about the kangaroo kick, don't we? But the kangaroo punch is equally as devastating.
But yeah, check out Destiny Wrestling and check out Demand Lucha, because in a few weeks on the 14th in Toronto, we're going to be at Demand Lucha for their Christmas Lucha party, which looks crazy. Gringo Loco versus Jack Cartwheel in a ladder match.
Yep.
Don't know how they're going to pull this off, but I can't wait. Also, indie favorite of mine, Von Vertigo, taking on Impact champion Alex Shelley. He's champion.
Yeah.
That's pretty crazy. And the Medicos, which we love as well. Yeah. So yeah, anyone there, you'll be definitely finding us there as well. And
the Toronto independent wrestling scene is really thriving again now. So some great shows. That was my first time at Destiny. Had a great time there. Always enjoyed the Demand Lucha shows as well. So yeah, if you're around in the area, come hang out with us.
Yes. I swear we'll talk about NXT. I swear. But we go live on Sundays for Poisonrana. We did it on Sunday because we were at some wrestling. And this Sunday, well, actually, it's the day after Deadline. So a little housekeeping continuing here. We will be going live for a Deadline post show. We'll give some preview and predictions a bit later, but we will be going live right after Deadline here on the post feed, but we won't be going live Sunday.
That's right.
For an extra show there. So that's why I was wondering maybe we could talk about some other wrestling things before we jump into NXT, about what's been going on, because obviously people are talking about CM Punk in WWE, but also people are talking about Squid Game, the challenge.
All right, I know people are ahead of us. I think the finale is tonight.
I'm not caught up.
I think it's dropping at midnight. I've got like half an episode left to watch.
I have a few to catch up.
I've been absolutely loving this show.
Yeah, it's so ridiculous that you watch one and then you're just like, this is dumb, and then I just keep watching it, and then I'm like, oh man.
It's definitely captured the essence of, okay, it's not people
dying,
but that money is real. Like that's a lot of money they're going after. It's like what, $5 million?
Yeah.
And just the characters in this show, like the heels and baby faces.
Yeah.
The heel turns, the baby face turns.
I'm not someone who was super into reality TV before. Like I've been on this Golden Bachelor kick, and you want to talk about heels and baby faces? Fucking Gary, the biggest heel turn, double turn.
Fuck you, Gary.
Fucking Golden Bachelor pissed me off. He didn't pick my girl Leslie, made her cry. But yeah, now I watch that. Now I'm watching Squid Game Challenge. I'm like, what's going on with me? Why am I watching all these things? But I like them. They're fun.
It's just like, it's one of those shows you can't even go, oh, I wonder how I do in this, because there's so many games which are just
I would not do
by absolute chance.
Right?
It's
full
like
disclosure.
some are just like, oh, you picked up the phone, you're out.
Well, Blue Pants didn't do too well.
No.
Right? How do you think you would do? I think you'd do better than me.
I think I do. It
depends on the games.
It depends on the games. Like, as I said, some of them are like literally like the roll of a dice. Like it's up to chance. I would like to think I'd do okay with In the Dorm, but like, as you've seen, it's people are threatened by people becoming friends with people, because then it's like, oh, you're in a clique. Or people are threatened by people who haven't made friends with anyone, because they're like, well, you didn't make an effort with us. So it's really interesting. It's not one you can necessarily strategize how to win. But yeah, I've been really, really invested in it. I'd
say for even people that maybe haven't watched the Squid Games, obviously that makes it a bit more interesting because it's similar to the show. But if you were to just watch this without actually watching the Korean show, like it's still very interesting and very creative and crazy.
Like I've recommended this to my parents, and I wouldn't recommend the show because I know they wouldn't like the drama. It's like too much for them. But I think they'd like this. But you said you never really got into Game of Thrones, but it's almost got that thing where sometimes your favorites.
That's right.
Just get killed off, and you're like, come on, not them. Like
that is
come
true.
on.
Yeah.
And I get so heated watching this show.
Yeah, I did like the show as well. I'm wondering if they have announced season 2.
They like teed up for a season.
I don't know how they would do it because like the ending is crazy, but yeah.
I recommend Alice in Borderlands as well.
Oh yeah,
Very
a lot of
similar,
people
really good.
I'll tell you what I saw today because it was Tuesday. Godzilla -1, so it's like all this Godzilla stuff going on. You got the Kurt Russell Apple TV show, and then you got like Godzilla King Kong, another movie. So these Japanese people over there were like, fuck that, we still want to make another Godzilla movie. So they came up with this whole thing with like a $15 million budget compared to like some of the crazy budgets and put this out. And it was blowing up over there in Japan. So they put it out for like a limited release in IMAX this week in Toronto. So I like snagged a ticket. It was packed on a Tuesday at 1 p.m. It was completely sold out for a Japanese. This is an English subtitle. Like you had to read watching this movie in IMAX. But yesterday I was making up my mind and you helped me. I've never heard of these screens with the Screen X things. I'm kind of happy I didn't because IMAX is just so
IMAX is the best.
Incredible. But I could not like recommend this movie as well as someone who's a pretty nerdy Godzilla fan. Like instantly the best one they've ever made, like times 10. Like it's like not just a silly Godzilla.
So will we now get like into the Zillaverse and get like Matthew Broderick in there, get
so
Bryan Cranston in there?
They already technically did that. As much as a Godzilla nerd I am, there's like some really weird Godzilla multiverse movies they've done in like the 2000s, and they brought in Zilla from the 98. But no, if that's true, you could bring in Matthew Broderick to do the Kurt Russell one or the Godzilla Kong. But yeah, this Japanese one that came out -1 was like, it's just a stellar like movie. It's not even a Godzilla movie. It's just like a really good movie, and would definitely recommend it. And in IMAX was like mind-blowing. So really got that. But the trailers are dropping for the newest ones, and there's too many monster things going on. But what about the trailer for GTA 6, which also like looks insane?
I can't wait to pick it up, rob a car, drive around, get caught by cops, and never play it again.
Yeah,
because that's pretty much how I've been with GTA.
I mean,
these years.
I used to really love these games, and like I got a PS3 just to get GTA 5. That's how long ago the last one was. It's been like remixed and remade for like the last like 10 years. It's crazy. But yeah, the trailer for the new one looked like a real life movie. Yeah. The animation is pretty good. And it's still like a few years, but yeah, I can't wait to ride a 4-wheeler on that beach. It looks great. Can't wait.
Where's it set, this one?
This is like Florida, like the whole fucking state.
All right.
It looked like the map is bigger than any map of any video game.
So fighting alligators and meth heads?
Yeah, so someone already took clips from the trailer that are inspired by real life Florida moments.
Right.
Like clearly the creators were like, let's make that and stuff. So alligators, NXT, parking lots.
True.
You know, you can do all that stuff.
Yeah, go to Full Sail.
Go to Full Sail and WWE and GTA. I wonder if someone else is going to go to Florida to WWE, to the Performance Center, and his name is Big Kaz, Kazuchika Okada. Do you think he's going to Florida?
You know, I don't think he'll be going to Florida. I think he'll be fast-tracked right to the main roster. But honestly, in the climate right now, if he's leaving New Japan, I don't see him going to AEW. Because how he is right now, I think he'd be the highest paid person in New Japan, I'd imagine. He's their guy. And they have a working agreement with AEW anyway. So if he wants to stay with his family, if he wants to stay in Japan living, like I don't see why he'd sign with AEW. So I think if there's an American contract out there for him, I see it being WWE at this point. And I'd have way more faith with like Triple H from day one handling him on the main roster than, Triple H bringing him into NXT, making him a star and then going to Raw and, you can't speak English? So I either see him staying or going to WWE, especially watching Nakamura's promos over the last couple of weeks where he keeps mentioning bringing chaos. And Okada's contract, runs out mid-January. Got the Rumble end of January. Could he bring chaos to the Rumble? I don't know.
That's definitely crazy.
Which would be Florida.
yeah, technically would be Florida. Yeah, if he ever came into WWE, he'd be right away put on the the main roster into a big, huge program. The thing is, I just don't know. This guy like is New Japan. Like I'm definitely a cherry picker when it comes to New Japan, especially as of late. This year was not a great year, but there is still some great stuff. And like Sonata ain't that guy, and like Naito can only hold on for a few more years.
I almost think it would be good for them, like lose your biggest star and be like, shit. What do we do? Now we've got to push your Yoda Tsujis and Shota Uminos and that kind of thing.
Yeah, you're
really like try like a whole new generation, and it takes time, but like that's when you see, you know, that's what happened to WWE in '98, right? Like you lost Brett and Shawn in the space of a year, and then it's like, okay, we got to push Rock, Austin, Foley, Triple H, all these guys, and it was its hottest period ever.
I mean, it could work. They have still like so many guys. Like give Big Tom Ishii a title run for damn it, like just do it. But like, yeah, I see Okada staying, man. I don't see him leaving. I see him still doing these like AEW crossover matches, but I can't necessarily see him in WWE. I just don't know how that would work.
Just think this year's WrestleMania could be like Rock v. Roman, Stone Cold Steve Austin versus CM Punk. I'd then go Okada versus Cody.
Oh my God.
Seth versus Gunther.
Yeah, that's the way to go. Uso versus Uso.
Uso versus Uso.
It's pretty stacked.
That's fucking good. Fuck it. Do Sammy v. Kevin again. Just
yeah. Wow.
Yeah.
Damn. Yeah, I don't know. I don't know if that's the case. But New Japan, like all their contracts are renewed after Wrestle Kingdom.
Yeah, they need to fix that.
That's caused them problems before. You think they would like smarten up and change that?
Like it's gonna be to June or something. Yeah.
It's like, hey, right after our like season premiere or season finale, then we negotiate.
Yeah.
It's like people might leave. Yeah, I don't know. I there's definitely some great dream matches, but like, hey, maybe Okada just wants to like wrestle. You got Daniel Bryan and the Young Bucks over in AEW being like, yo, come on over. You can wrestle like you want to wrestle all you want. You can do whatever you want. And then you want
to wrestle in front of 400 people again?
Yeah. You want to go to the Sweaty Teddy? Come on. And then you got Nakamura being like, Okada, Kaz, you want to go surf? You want to go surf with me, buddy? Come on. Yeah, exactly. So maybe he does go to WWE, but I don't think so. I think he stays in Japan.
Okay.
We'll see.
Very interesting, though.
Yeah, it is. He's great. And like maybe he should just take a break. He's been like,
how old is he? He's like 36, I think.
Wow.
He's still young.
Legend.
Yeah.
Legend. I mean, he's amazing. But yeah. I mean, maybe we'll finally get CM Punk versus Okada in WWE.
Yeah. I mean, it was planned, wasn't it?
And then the Bucks were like, nah, don't do it.
Yeah.
I think he joked. He said in an interview when someone asked him, hey, what about that Punk match you said you were interested in before? And then like he's clearly changed his mind.
I changed my mind.
Yeah, I'm friends with the Bucks, so that wouldn't be good.
Yeah.
But yeah. You know, in WWE though, maybe.
And did you see Kevin Owens' response? He was asked like about Punk and Randy returning, and with Punk, he's like, you know what? I just want to have fun at work. If he wants to have fun at work too, that's cool. Randy's the best, man. Oh, it's so good to have Randy back. He's such a locker room leader. He's a leader without being a leader. He's just your best bud, but like you look up to him as well. He's so good in the ring as well. Man, I love Randy. I've missed Randy Orton so much.
That's like that Vince McMahon birthday tweet to Triple H.
Happy birthday, Shane.
To the man, the Triple H, the King of Kings, the 17th time, whatever. And then happy birthday, Shane. It's like, yeah. Yeah, I mean, certain people, is that not like the gimmick of Punk right now? Like Drew McIntyre.
Oh, yeah, Drew was calling him out. And
I watched Raw with you last night. I thought it was a lot better than last week's.
Me too.
I wish it was this week's show that was what was aired last week, because it would have made a whole lot of sense. And yeah, I could tell Triple H was back in the saddle with this week. And there was some good stuff.
Good matches this week.
Yeah,
DIY.
Drew. Yeah, I was gonna say Drew cutting that promo on Punk, but yeah, Johnny Gargano finally getting over with a Raw crowd. Like we knew, he just had to show what he can do, and he'll eventually get over. Ciampa, the Creeds are in a prominent spot already. Like there's some crazy like characters that are so working on TV. So I did enjoy Raw this week.
Yeah, I enjoyed the main.
Yeah, even the main event was pretty good. So yeah, definitely like in the right direction with having the Randy Orton sign with SmackDown, having Punk show up on SmackDown. Is he going to sign with Raw?
Can we let go of Bruce Pritchard at this point?
Yeah,
you know,
absolutely.
Like Triple H, get your own people.
Just not Road Dogg.
Yeah, not Road Dogg.
I'll tell you who they shouldn't have let go. It's time to pour one out, and it's a big one. Mackenzie Mitchell.
Yeah, I was kind of surprised with this one.
What the hell, man?
I'm a big fan of Mackenzie. She's great.
That's a L.
I think she's one of their like more kind of charismatic, like backstage personalities. Has good. Yeah. Like I always liked her rapport with the heels. Like the heels were always kind of mean to her, and she'd give them some back. A relationship with Wes, you know.
Yeah, it's so weird. I thought she was doing great. I remember watching her, I think, in Impact, right? That's where she kind of got her first start, I'd say. And I thought she was fine there. Like, kind of strange, especially this year. Like, she's totally coming to her own. I'd say more than a year. Like, however long she's been here, she's totally coming to her own character in NXT of the interviewers, and like could have been on the main roster like last year. So really interesting that this happened. But
she definitely Kelly Kincaid, that's the other one. Like, she's surprised me because she hasn't really stepped out too much. Whereas she's like in ROH and stuff, had quite a lot of personality, and I haven't really seen it from her yet. So maybe she'll step up a bit now Mackenzie's gone. But yeah, I was disappointed to hear that. Yeah,
especially your partner was working there too. Still, it doesn't like not that like matters, but like she's doing a good job. It was definitely interesting that was. I mean, then there's a big one. If you thought Mackenzie Mitchell getting released was tough, dude.
G's gone.
Gene.
Who's sorting out Kiana James's books and business things?
The secretary G.
Yeah. As soon as she goes, she gets booked in a cage match. Come on. You know, like it's all been downhill.
Yeah. Man.
Justice for G.
Justice for G. I actually read a crazy, like, I guess, interview on Fightful where she was kind of explaining some bad, like, experiences since being down here in Florida and stuff. And obviously it didn't work out for wrestling, but she never wrestled. Never seen her in the ring, not at all. So
she's good at handling that business.
She really was. So we pour one out for Mackenzie Mitchell and for G.
There's people listening going, who?
Gene.
Who the fuck is Gene?
Well, you thought her name was Gene for like 3 weeks. Bees? G? Gene. Yeah, pour one out for G.
Pour one out.
Yeah. Well, I think now is the time. About an hour later.
An hour into the show. We'll talk about some NXT. The go-home show to Deadline. NXT from December 5th, 2023, live from the Capitol Wrestling Center. And we start with a last chance fatal four-way to determine the final entrant to the Iron Survivor Challenge, the women's match. And we have Roxanne Perez taking on Thea Hale, Fallon Henley, and Kiana James. And we see a video from yesterday at the PC where Roxanne and Kiana was just fighting all around the PC. These two just can't stop fighting each other.
Florida.
During the entrances, I quite enjoy Thea Hale coming out with JC Jane, and it's like JC's taught her how to do the toxic attraction, like the sexy dip sway thing, and Thea trying her best, but like awkwardly doing it. I thought it was quite funny. Fallon, this was new. She comes out with a bar rag, and she wiped clean the camera, which I thought was quite nice.
I didn't even notice that she did that, but wow,
she like came out and went. Like,
they're really reaching for all the
top shelf. Kiana, Fallon Henley.
Next, she needs to glass someone.
We've seen that a lot recently, haven't we?
We've seen it at a few indie shows, but like, Fallon, heel bartender Fallon could be glassing people. She needs to hang out with Gallus.
And we see Lyra Valkyria backstage watching the match as Tatum Paxley, who seems to have this kind of creepy stalker gimmick now, is like peering behind the door watching Lyra watch. So
yeah, Tatum Paxley or Sky Blue. Definitely the same, like maybe Sky Red, but like the face paint kind of thing going on.
Yeah, but being a bit more like stalkery as well. Like looking out for Lyra, but we don't really know what her intentions are.
Right.
So yeah. So they get rid of Kiana James fairly early, and you have the three baby faces in the ring. Doing a sort of three-way test of strength with Fallon, Thea, and Roxanne. Thea is then put in a double wrist lock by both of them, but flips out of it and takes both down. And then Fallon comes in with this nice body scissors pin attempt. Perez comes in with a wheelbarrow, like sunset flip attempt. And all three of them are just exchanging pinning combinations, which is pretty nice to start with. And then Perez just boots Thea in the face in the corner. Thea comes back with a low-pace suicida to the outside. And then Kiana comes strutting back with a handbag. And this is no DQ because it's a multi-person match. She smashes it against Perez and then throws her against the barricade.
This was great. Yeah, she like nails her with the purse and then just like dead. She's like a dead body almost getting thrown into the guardrail.
After the commercial break, there's like a Tower of Doom spot with Kiana superplexing all of them off the top. Roxanne just keeps on going after Kiana and they fight their way to the barricade right by the announce table and they're fighting. Kiana loses her balance, but as she falls, she grabs Roxanne to take her down with her, and they both go through the table. I thought this was pretty good. Do you remember the Hell in a Cell with Ambrose and Seth? And they do the spot where they're both on the side of the cell and they're whacking each other, and then they both just let go and fall.
Yeah.
And it looked so like contrived, whereas I thought this looked more believable with Kiana like falling and then grabbing Roxanne to take her down.
Yeah, it wasn't quite Hans from Die Hard in the Nakatomi Plaza trying to grab thing, but yeah, like they didn't fall that far, really. It looks very like soft and safe, but I'd say WWE is good at trying to hide like certain things. Think of that like Von Wagner like spot. But I do think a lot of WWE spots look a bit like that. Doesn't look like it would hurt. This didn't look like it would hurt as much as the crowd started chanting, holy shit, as they get censored all the time.
Thea then goes for a roll-up, but gets pushed off by Fallon, and then Henley follows up with the Shining Wizard to Thea Hale to pick up the win. And she kind of called it last week. She's going to win this, win the Iron Survivor, and challenge Lyra. So Fallon Henley advances, which I thought was the right move.
Yeah, we were really high on her. I mean, we've always been super high on her here in NXT. And last week we were kind of like, yo, it would be better if she was in this match. Why not? It is her time to shine and show what she can do because she is pretty good. So top shelf being added. I thought some of the wrestling in this match was pretty good though, especially when it was like all of them kind of going at it.
Like the three-way at the beginning was pretty good.
Yeah, it was good. But yeah, the Shining Wizard from Fallon. What would you call that? As the bar rail?
Yeah, the bar.
The shining the glass.
She was shining up the camera, wasn't she?
Yeah, so the shining glass. I don't know. But yeah, I love a good Shining Wizard.
Yeah.
It was nice.
Or the 86.
What's the 86?
Well, when you're out of something at the bar, you say it's 86th.
Oh. Okay.
So like you're eliminating them.
Oh, right. Okay. Yeah. I feel like that's an insider term that like you need to.
It's pretty. I mean, what is Kiana James's finisher called?
The 401k.
Yeah. Okay. I think more people know 86 than
like the top off, or that could be something else.
Excuse me?
Yeah. I don't know. What other bar related things here? Let us know. What would you name Fallon Henley's Shining Wizard?
Shiniest Wizard. Yeah.
The Shiniest Wizard? No, that's someone else's. It's not that shiny.
Yeah, I thought this is a pretty enjoyable opener. I'm glad they're going with Fallon. I actually think she should win it and challenge
love Fallon.
Lyra on TV. And obviously the Roxanne Kiana stuff is continuing. They've been feuding for a long time now.
So Fallon's in the match, Briggs is in the match. Poor Jensen's just left there. But of course he's got to support his team. But maybe we thought Briggs was the heel turn. Maybe it's the other way around. Jealousy.
Jensen and Lexus.
Oh man.
Oh,
no. Lexus couldn't lace Jensen's boots, man. Come on.
We see the Metaphor on TikTok doing the ceiling challenge.
Yeah, have you heard of this?
You were telling me during it.
Yeah, I didn't show you any. I should have done that. That would have made it a bit more interesting, I guess. But apparently people have been doing this challenge. TikTok's wild, where you put your phone on like your fan or your ceiling or whatever, and then it's like an aerial view, and then just people are just like twerking.
Okay.
So
I mean, we've got a fan.
We do, yeah. You could do it and spin it and see what happens. But then, yeah, can you twerk? Is the
Oh, I can twerk.
So yeah, we got.
Do you know me at all?
We got the ceiling challenge here, but it was okay.
So Metaphor did it, and then Alpha Academy did their reply.
These guys do all the challenges every week. They're always doing like the random TikTok challenges. Maybe that's what we need to take this to the next level. Just start doing TikTok challenges.
Yeah.
Is there other ones that like you like? There's not. I don't know many of them. So they all involve twerking. Like I don't really like. That's what TikTok is to me. I'm like, is this what it is?
Twerk talk.
Yeah, it's just always people twerking. And then like, oh my God, I went to this restaurant the other day. You have to see. And it's like, do they film this whole thing? Anyways, I'm ranting, but.
We go to Killy Kincaid interviewing Lyra Valkyria backstage. Lyra says the Iron Survivor is must see and she will be there. And this is where Lola Vice and Elektra Lopez comes in. And Lola says that she reminds her that she's still got the breakout tournament contract and she'll cash in whenever she wants. She goes, maybe I'll cash in at Deadline or maybe tonight. And Elektra steps in and goes, yeah, or maybe she'll cash in for the women's tag titles, which has happened before. And I feel like what's her name? Lola gave her a little bit of a look there. And then Tatum Paxley appears and says, well, let's see if you're always ready for a fight like you say you are, and gives Lyra a little smile. So we're getting that match later tonight. Lola Vice versus Tatum Paxley.
Wow. Yeah, I mean, we've seen that happen with the cash-in of this contract, but Lola's like, no, I'm a single star, is basically. I think she might dump her soon.
So, yeah, I think we're going to get some dissension between Lopez.
Yeah.
Well, Santos needs a woman as well, doesn't he?
You can get Elektra up there.
Like, if you've got, like, Ray, Carlito, Joaquin Wilde, and Raul Mendoza, and Thea. What's her name? Thea Trinidad. Zelina Vega.
Yeah.
You could get the Gazas and Elektra Lopez.
True, yeah.
With Santos.
Business always goes up when Elektra.
Yeah, 16%, wasn't it?
16% always goes up when she signs.
Yeah. And this is where we see, before the commercial break, Wesley fist bumping a stagehand, like missing Mackenzie Mitchell right there.
Yeah.
But he's on crutches and he's coming to the ring. And this, I hadn't read anything about really beforehand about any injury, but Wesley cuts a really emotional promo. He's in the middle of the ring. He's on crutches. He says, we're 4 days away from Deadline. And I was imagining smacking Dom all around Bridgeport and then hearing 1, 2, 3 and hearing Alicia's angelic voice announcing and new North American champion. But unfortunately, it won't be happening like that. And I don't say this out of uncertainty or doubt. One-on-one, man-to-man, Dominic Mysterio cannot handle the heart from the King of the West Side. The same heart that would take on any opponent. The same heart that you all cheered for and supported week in and week out and gave me the strength to do things I didn't imagine I could. But that support won't help me right now. It won't bring back the feeling to my legs and get rid of the excruciating pain I feel from just standing in this ring right now. He says, it's going to take surgery and time, and I don't know when you'll see me again, but just as I've raised from the ashes before, I will come back to prove that I am one of the best to do this. Now, this is not a goodbye. I am far from being done. Let's just say for now, I'll see you later.
Yeah, man, this was really sad. Heartbreaking stuff here from Wesley. He won that match last week to get this title match.
Awesome match as well.
Yeah, presumed to get the title back this upcoming Deadline show. I'm imagining this injury came from that match or maybe training. I'm not sure. I haven't looked into things just yet, but that sounds awful. And yeah, this is all legit. They're saying back surgery, 8 to 12 months plus possibly. Yeah. Like this is going to derail his life for a while, and hopefully he can come back from this and return. But you could just like feel
like he's sobbing like as he's doing this. A great promo, but like
his best promo ever,
completely from the heart, and just kind of took us all a bit by surprise because I hadn't heard anything coming out of NXT last week.
This guy has like been definitely like thrown around and keeps rising up, keeps becoming like a prominent character here, and definitely was on his way to becoming even bigger in NXT. And that's kind of what he said in his promo as well.
The good stuff is he was out there, he was on his feet. Like it's not like he's in a wheelchair or anything, but like this, it sounds pretty serious.
The heartbreaking part was saying it was I'm really in pain right now. Even standing here, I'm in a lot of pain, is what he said. And I'm like, dude, I feel that.
Like he was like hunched as well, wasn't he? Like,
and all the power to Wesley and all the thoughts there. And I hope he gets well quicker than later, because that just, that one definitely, that one hit for me. And I'm hoping he's okay, to him and his family, because That's going to be over a year possibly till we so if we can see him again, hopefully, you know, that's a long time. So this is what happens in this industry, in this form of entertainment. But these people put their life on the line for us, and damn, I hope he's okay.
Dominic Mysterio then comes out to even more booze than usual.
Then we're back to it's wrestling. Let's now like salt in the wound kind of.
And Dom says, looks like you're going home again. You need surgery and can barely stand. Imagine how it feels for me carrying the whole of WWE for the past 2 years. And while you're sitting at home, watch what I do with this title. And I guess I got the night off now to chill with mommy. And you will not be having a match against me. Sorry, and that's where Wes says, well, you won't be having a match against me, but you will still be competing. But don't take my word for it. Take it from someone you're related to. And Rey Mysterio comes on the screen and says, you won't be taking the night off, my boy. He says, I will be in the corner of the man who is going to take it away from you. My brother, my hermano.
The future of Lucha Libre.
Dragon Lee.
Hey.
So going back to Dragon Lee, Dominic Mysterio.
Yeah, which is great.
Which they've had good matches before as well. So
yeah, I mean, Dragon Lee's kind of not on NXT anymore, so it's kind of like, all right.
Yeah, that is a thing where, I mean, Dragon Lee could always do double duty as well before dropping it to someone else. But it feels a bit weird to drop it from Dom to a part-time, but then you haven't built anyone else up.
I think Dom retains now.
You think he retains?
I mean, you gotta give it to someone else. I mean,
like I see it being more likely Lee beating Dom just to like hot potato it to someone. Right. They kind of built up Wes to be the one to take it.
Yeah.
Dom. So I don't know, but that's the curveball they were thrown. Like Dragon Lee's a good replacement. So
he's amazing. But so that match is now the match at Deadline. Dom v Dragon, and we hope
with Rey in his corner.
Oh yeah, true. Yeah. Maybe that'll be the thing that helps him win.
Yeah. So we then see Kiana and Roxanne still fighting backstage, and Ava is there. Ava Rain, Little Rock.
Yeah. Remember last week when I was like laughing my ass off about like, she's just like, I talked to Sean earlier, and she just like piped in a conversation, like interrupted someone's conversation to be like, I just heard Sean saying this. Well, now turns out she might be working for Sean.
Well, like still here, like nothing's been said. She's just like, I've had enough of this. I'm gonna go and make it official for Deadline. And you're like, what? So
Young Rock.
Ava is when Sean doesn't want to be on screen. It's the girl who escaped the cult. Now
she's the GM.
Now got herself an office job.
Okay, so
no, she's like the runner. I think she's like the messenger for Sean.
Okay, we're saying this, but they do not say this. They do not clarify. They don't say that.
Out of nowhere.
Yeah, she was in a cult, and now people are listening to her. It doesn't make any sense.
She left the cult to just work.
Yeah, why would anyone listen to her? She sounds crazy. So like, why? Yeah, it's definitely making me laugh. I guess it's like Stephanie McMahon vibes. Like, okay, you're in charge of like the shit now. You're the GM. Just be the on-screen like face of this.
Like, just to have something be like, have a scene where Ava is in Sean's office and is like, I got out of this cult. I need help. I was scared and everything. Like you see. And Sean's like, all right,
what?
I've got a job for you.
I got you.
How about you help me book some matches on NXT?
God,
because you're not good enough in ring yet, and it will give you something to do.
I mean, I don't know if we'll ever see her get back in a ring. We've seen her in one match technically. I don't think she will be wrestling. If this is in any indication, this is, hey, we're going to give you like a role like this, like on screen.
Well, she could still be working, like doing matches in the PC all the time.
But this long not being in a match, this long being there.
But they're going to be putting more time into the Rock's daughter than they are for Joe Blogs off the street, aren't they?
Yeah.
So maybe this is like, okay, well, we don't want to expose your wrestling or lack thereof yet. So how about we try to get you better, more comfortable in a speaking role? Like try and get that out of you. And then hopefully once you're better ring-wise.
Yeah, but does she even need this? Because then it goes to break and I see a commercial with The Rock trying to talk to a tree, telling me to get this new credit card. I'm like, what the fuck?
She doesn't need this, does she?
I still don't know what that commercial's about, but
yeah, it's have you seen it's
first of all, we also downstairs we have a Rabba, a 24 like bodega below our condo here in Toronto, and we go there a lot, especially when it's like 3 a.m. and 3:30 in the morning, I walk in and no one told me there was a larger than life size
version
cutout of The Rock. And at 3:30 in the morning, I got scared.
Trying to sell not woo energy, but
he's trying to sell me the credit card or a tree or something. He's always trying to sell us something.
Yeah.
So like I don't know. Are they gonna make her like the GM? Then just say that right away. Like I don't know why she would be the GM. She's like 22-year-old.
She's not the GM. She's just
the
working
assistant.
for Sean's assistant, so we don't have to see Sean on TV.
Okay.
Yeah.
Wow. All right.
I
Love
guess.
it. Yeah.
Yeah, it's just some explanation would be nice.
This is why are we listening to this little girl tell us like things now?
All right, I'm gonna make it official.
Wait, who are you again?
She then might as well have booked the breakout stars for the men's tournament starting next week, which is Riley Osborne,
who we kind of see later.
Keanu Carver,
okay,
Dion Lennox,
okay,
Luca Crucifino, Tavion Heights, Miles Bourne, Trey Bearhill, and Obafemi.
Hey, recognize that.
Obafemi used to throw fridges, didn't he? Didn't he throw shit?
Yeah. He was the big.
He's the guy that threw shit.
Okay, so Osborne we see briefly in Chase U later tonight. Keanu Carver, I'm not familiar with. I'm not familiar with a lot of these guys.
There's
feel
some
like
ridiculous names here.
Dion Lennox, we've seen we've seen the lawyer dude, Cristofino.
Trey Bearhill, is he one of Bear Country? Was he the Iron Savages? He looked like him.
Bear,
and he's got Bear in the name.
No, I think they're still like doing AEW stuff. They changed their names since.
Well, it might be their like
little
maybe.
I don't think so. Just because they're Bear.
No, but he looks kind of like him as well.
Miles Bourne, obviously, we're familiar with. I think he's kind of maybe the shoe-in to go all the way. I think him and Obafemi maybe are the two that are in the finals because that's how I'd see it.
Got the lawyer back.
Yeah, Cristofino.
Yeah.
Saul Goodman. I like lawyers in wrestling. There's not enough of them.
Not enough lawyers in wrestling.
Yeah, I told you my favorite one's the world's greatest attorney on women of wrestling. Yeah.
All right. So the breakout tournament starts next week.
Yeah. So we'll get some matches. I think it'll be good, but yeah, I see Miles Bourne or Obo winning it.
We go to our next match. Lola Vice taking on Tatum Paxley. Tatum tries to take down Lola with an arm bar, and Lola gets out of it and whacks her in the face with her hip. There's then a spinebuster takedown from Vice, and then Vice goes for a triangle hold, but Paxley lifts it up into a power bomb. Lola comes back with these forearms, gets Paxley in a triangle again, but her shoulders are down, so the ref starts to count. So Vice transitions out of that into a knee bar, but Paxley makes it to the ropes. Vice then hits her with the spinning back fist, a series of kicks, a running hip attack in the corner, and then her spinning kick to the jaw as Lola Vice wins, and she dances with her victory.
Yeah, Lola Vice is very nice. I think there's a big star on the horizon with her because she's kind of got a little bit of everything going on, like the background of actual fighting. I think the kick can look a lot better with the help of the cameras because I think they cut it at the wrong time because you can see it's like not really.
It's always sometimes the thing with people who are a bit more legit where I could actually just knock you out. We've seen it with Xia Li before, so sometimes they hold back a little bit and it doesn't look quite as good.
Because there's other times where it does, and it's camera tricks, right? Smoke and mirrors kind of thing. But yeah, I think Tatum Paxley is pretty good too. I know she's going into this like stalker spooky gimmick thing, but from what I've seen, like she can definitely wrestle. But Lola's picking it up every time Lola wrestles. I'm like, okay, you're getting like to the next level. And again, I think could be a big star. I wouldn't keep her with Lopez for too much longer.
What I like is whenever she wins, she does a victory dance, but she always like is holding her face, like because she's just been smacked in the face. So she looks in pain. She's holding her jaw, but she's still like wiggling her hips because she's got to dance. It's great.
Yeah, love Lola Vice.
We see from last week after NXT went off the air, Nathan Fraser and Axiom are hanging out, and Nathan's got like the big bruises on his cheeks from where Ilia just beat him up. And Axiom says, "Tough night, huh?" And Fraser jokes, "Yeah, you should see the other guy." And
He
Axiom
says,
then
I saw him.
I saw him. He's fine. He gives Nathan Fraser a mask, saying, "You might want to wear this to hide those." And Axiom says, "Look, you're a smart guy, but you got what you deserved. You shouldn't have been saying shit about Ilia." And he goes, "Once that heals, how about you take it out on someone else?" So basically challenges him to a friendly match. Fraser says, "Yeah, I'm going to beat the crap out of you and then shake hands with you after. And I'll make your face look like mine." And Axiom jokes, "Oh no, not the moneymaker." As obviously his whole face is covered with that mask.
So for a second there, Nathan Fraser could have become the second turtleneck wearing luchador superhero.
I was ready for it.
It's kind of down. It's better than which like
it's
which
either
is
that or John Oliver.
Yeah, what gimmick really is worse? It's the red versus blue pill here.
Yeah.
It's like so
doesn't he need to? He should talk to Ava about how to get out of cults as well.
So Nathan Fraser didn't take the mask, and then it sets up this match that we kind of get.
We see Baron Corbin, who's interviewed, and he's asked about if he needs security tonight, with Dragunov probably wanting to kill him. And Corbin says, "Nah, I never need security. I have him just where I need him, out of his mind and out of control. And it will be so sweet taking the title from him on Saturday." So Corbin's plan is to just rattle him as much as he can.
Yeah.
And we then get a clip from NXT Anonymous. It's October 17th, the day of the Trick Williams attack.
Oh, yeah.
Where you see Trick and Melo, they're hanging out, they're shaking hands, high-fiving, hugging, just being great best friends. And Trick walks off, and as he goes, Melo gets on his phone.
He suspiciously gets on his phone.
Yeah.
Not just goes on his phone, like looking like, oh, Trick just left. So if you were to put this video with the video from last week, it would look like
he's texting
Lexis King,
being like, he's coming.
He's going into the room, which people walk in and out of rooms all the time. But now you know he's walking into this room because I told you he is. Therefore, you could attack him. That's what we're meant to believe.
We then see Joe Gacy sat front row, who's just screaming at Vic Joseph, "We love you, Vic! We love you!"
So Joe Gacy now taking the role of Kenzie.
I was gonna say, if like I'm just so over Joe Gacy, anything he does. Like I think the guy like gives 100% to every character he's given, but I just haven't liked any character he's been given. I think what would make this work, and maybe some people might find it bad taste, but they should announce he's been released and then do this.
Oh, right.
Joe Gacy's been released. We wish him the best in his future endeavors. And then he's front row saying, "We love you, Vic," and like blur the lines a bit and make him seem like a disgruntled performer or who's gone crazy. I think that would be way more interesting.
There's got to be something for him. Yeah, I don't know where this is going, but teasing suicide was not it. So I'm already...
Now he just loves Vic Joseph.
Yeah, I don't know what the pattern is. I'm trying to clue in where this is going, but I can't figure it out, nor do I really care enough. But I hope there's a spot for him. So.
We go to our next match, Metaphor versus Alpha Academy. We have Oro Mensah in there with Chad Gable, who had some nice back and forth. Mensah with this nice leg sweep. Chad then catches his foot. Mensah flips out of it, going for like an enziguri, but Gable captures that into the ankle lock, but Mensah manages to make the tag to Maxine. To Lash Legend. So that means it's mixed tag rules. The women both come in now. So Maxine and Lash Legend are going at it. Maxine goes for a Rana, but Legend uses a power to kind of hoist her up into a powerbomb position. But Maxine then counters that into a Rana and hooks the legs for a 2 count. Otis then gets tagged in. And well, we know Otis likes a bit of the Legend. And he starts to gyrate in front of Legend as she's looking disgusted. And Noam just leaps in to go for a kick on Otis, but gets caught. And now everything breaks down. Everyone's brawling as we go to break. After the break, we see Metaphor are in control. Dar's delivering some of his nice-looking strikes. Otis is tagged back in and hits a really nice-looking like Judas effect to Mensah here.
Great back elbow.
And then a chokeslam powerbomb And then
also sick looking move. Like he goes for the choke slam. It lifts you up into the powerbomb position.
Yeah.
Like this guy is a monster.
Look nice. And then Mensah goes for a moonsault, which they kind of mess up. I think Otis was meant to like catch him and like World's Strongest slam him maybe. But kind of they lose their balance a bit, but they make it work. Otis falls on top of him for a 2 count. And then blows a kiss to Lash as he delivers the caterpillar. And now Lash is in there with Otis, and Otis is just like gyrating. He's wiggling his hips, and Lash has had enough of that. So picks up Otis and body slams him.
The immovable object.
This was awesome.
Yeah,
this is the best thing Lash Legend's ever done.
Oh, yeah. Instantly creating some buzz for Lash Legend. I'm sure this clip will get trending for wrestling fans.
I'm sure, obviously, Otis is helping as well, but it didn't look like he was jumping up to take it. She picked him right up, held him.
Yeah, kind of almost looked like she was gonna fall back, but doesn't.
This got a great reaction. Definitely the best thing Lash Legend's ever done. The crowd went crazy for this.
Yeah.
Holy shit chance.
Hogan Andre.
Yeah.
That's what this was.
Otis Lash. That was great. Then Maxine dives off the top rope with a Rana.
So then to try to top that is Gable holds up Maxine on his shoulders to then jump to the outside.
To the floor.
Yeah, which was great.
And then we get Noam Dar goes for the Nova Roller, but gets caught into an ankle lock, and Noam Dar taps out. So Chad Gable picking up the win over Noam Dar. I imagine we're getting that rematch. But I thought this was really a really fun match.
Yeah, and really helps. I mean, we've been definitely down on Lash Legend just because she's been pretty green in the ring. And obviously having tag matches can definitely help you. And multi-person matches definitely help. But kind of giving her a spot, a little bit of a push like this to give her some momentum into her first real big PLE match. I thought it was perfectly placed this week to give her the buzz. Hey, she also could be someone that could win this deadline match. So I thought that was pretty cool to give her this spot. And I mean, again, this will be shared all over the place this week with just her slamming him like that was great. And he's a big dude. She's no small girl either, but she's big. So I thought this was pretty fun.
Yeah, I thought they did a great job with both her and Maxine of, hiding weaknesses and emphasizing strengths. I think Maxine's only had 2 or 3 matches, and
they gave her the cyclone suplex.
Exactly. They've done a really good job because whenever she's come in, they've just given her some flashy stuff, Rana's off the top rope, jumping off Chad's shoulders, cyclone suplex. We haven't seen her go toe-to-toe chain wrestling with people yet and having a 15-minute match. But I think while she's learning, and it is Gable who's been training her legit, having her come in and just hit some cool stuff. Same with Lash Legend here, doing that move. You come away thinking, wow, they're awesome. They're great.
See, men and women can fight in wrestling.
So, yeah, I thought this was pretty fun. We go to the pub.
Oh, yeah. Not Fallon's pub.
Not Fallon's pub.
Even though, sometimes it was the same.
Sometimes
pub.
It was Big Daddy's, is it?
Yeah.
We're at Big Daddy's with Gallus.
No, that's her pub. Big Daddy's.
Okay.
Is it?
I think we've done this bit before.
Yeah, but
sometimes I think it's the same pub.
Okay, you ever been to a pub or a bar? This goes for anyone. You ever go to a bar and maybe you realize some people go there often. There's some regulars there. But these people go to this bar so often that they put their flag up in the bar, in their corner, this is us.
I mean, to be fair, we've got our stickers all over our bars. So
yeah, I love when friends of ours go gallivanting through the city or cities, because we Mans are international. We'll always send the Poisonrana frog stickers somewhere because we like to put them up in bars. But these guys put up their whole flag in the corner of the bar, oi, this is our section right here. So yeah,
maybe it's you get different bartenders different days of the week. Gallus really like it on a Tuesday because Fallon isn't working.
Fallon during the day.
Fallon's at NXT.
So they're getting loaded on Tuesday days when they're not. Oh, but then wait, no, this must have been the day before because what's his name had a match tonight.
Oh, so they like Mondays.
Right. Yeah. Mondays.
So they're at, let's just say it's Fallon's bar.
Yeah.
When Hank and Tank are there drinking and Gallus are like, hey, you don't You're not allowed to drink
You're
here.
not allowed to be here.
This is your place. And Hank and Tank go, well, okay. Well, we've got 3 beers for you. So send over the 3 metal tankards, which definitely didn't have any liquid at all in there.
No, shout out Gallus Boy's finest acting here with pretending to drink.
Why don't just put water in there? Like, it was clear they would not drink it because they're all drinking.
Yeah. First of all, if you're not drinking a Moscow Mule out of those things, what are you drinking out of that?
Oh no, that's a proper beer.
It's like a small beer thing.
It's a pint.
I don't think they would sell those in this bar. I think those are specifically for these things because you don't want to show that they're like drinking. Actually.
You know, in like some of the bars I went to in Austria and Germany, people have hooks for their own.
But not in Big Daddy's. Like,
why not?
Winter Park, Florida.
Fallon knows what her customers like. So they give them 3 beers, and Hank and Tank say they're here to talk business. And Tank says, "Look, we want it all. We want all the accolades, the glory, the gold, but we know it will take us time to get there. So we got to pick a fight on the way up. And no one is more decorated than you guys."
Okay, so I mean,
I guess it's true.
They've won tag titles for both UK and
NXT,
but still.
In NXT right now, who's done that?
Yeah, I guess
I guess they are the most decorated.
Wow, that's
tag team, right?
Sad state.
Yeah. And Joe just goes, nah, we're not doing that. And Hank and Tank start annoying them a bit and go, hey, look, you could fight us right now. I know we're annoying you, but how about you challenge that and have a match with us?
I didn't like he starts doing the like Scottish accent and being like, oh, you want to have a that wasn't a good, that was Irish, but whatever. And he annoys him to make him like get angry and then goes, oh, I'm annoying you, right? Okay, so then do the match. It didn't make me like him. No. I was like, oh, actually, I kind of side with these guys. You're really annoying and not racist, but you're doing like you're mocking the guy. Like, fuck off. Like, but I can't really say I'm super excited for this match.
No, not at all. No.
But
so we're getting this next week. I think
big lads wrestling
versus.
I've liked what I've liked what I've seen from them. Both teams can be fine, but yeah.
This is when Ava now walks out of Sean's office, and she's asked by Dan Mather, like, "What are you doing? Why?" Are you? And she goes, "Well, I've made it official. I just spoke to Sean. Kiana James versus Roxanne Perez in a cage match at Deadline."
Yeah.
All right.
Okay.
That's happening.
So wait, a cage match. Nice.
Yeah.
This is gonna be good.
Yeah.
It needed something.
We saw they had the trick or treat match, wasn't it?
Oh yeah.
Or like whatever the one they had.
Yeah.
So we then go to Byron, who's been drafted to NXT. Byron Saxton.
Byron is great. I love his jackets. He's always got the best jackets.
What do you think of his facial hair?
I was just about to say best jackets and best facial hair.
Okay.
He's always trying out new things, that guy.
He is, yeah.
Bless him.
Yeah. You can hear us talk about Byron Saxton on this week's episode of What's Next.
Yeah, Retro NXT, where he's on commentary.
On
NXT.
We're
punished by him on commentary. Byron is Byron the one who had the worst finishing move ever?
Was it Byron or Percy?
Oh wait, no, there was the other.
No, Percy leapt. He did the leaping thing.
Yeah, no, someone had like the weird I feel like it was.
I don't think I've seen Byron wrestle, but
thank the heavens. But yeah, Byron's here. Is that because Mackenzie's gone?
Well, she didn't really do in-ring stuff, did she?
No, but she was. Yeah, she was.
Normally get Wade doing this. Oh no, Wade's not.
Oh, Wade's not here anymore.
No,
yeah.
Booker would sometimes do it. But anyway, Byron's in there, and
Byron Saxton's finisher.
Is this his move?
That's the worst.
What is that?
YouTube, everyone right now, YouTube Byron Saxton finisher. What is that? That's not a move.
It's like, I'm going to go this way, and no, I'm going to go that way.
Yeah, I think I bring it up every time, but
that's bad. Yeah, you have shown me that before. So Byron is there with the competitors in the Women's Iron Survivor Challenge, and we're going to have a little chat here. But
it's like a debate.
Yeah. And he says, look, we've all agreed that we'll keep this moving, so keep your points short and swift and no interrupting. But if you do mention someone's name, they do have the right to quickly respond to you. Tiffany Stratton starts, and She says, well, it starts and stops with the center of the universe. I am the favorite to win. Charlotte Flair shouted me out as the future of the women's division. And who else could say that? No one. I'm the only one who's held the NXT Women's Championship in this match. And I'll become Tiffy 2-time. And all I see is 4 participation trophies and 1 winner.
Damn.
Kalani Jordan says, I'm the newest one here with the least experience. And I don't know what to expect, but who does? And last time I checked, none of you had ever been in this match before either. So she says, my outstanding gymnastics career has made my endurance top notch. I know I can go 25 minutes and you'll have to keep up. And Tiffany,
I like when she said, I can go 25 minutes, and someone in the crowd went, oh!
Tiffany says, well, I can do gymnastics too, and don't call me Tiff. Lash Legend then says, did you just see me pick up Otis? No, but she should have said that.
Yeah, where was the reference to that? Being like, bitches, look what I just did.
Yeah. She says, Kalani, that was real cute, but too bad no one wants to hear you speak. Tiffany claims she's the most athletic, but she was looking real athletic when Becky took that title off of her. So toodles to that title. And if we're talking about strategy, I've been hanging out with Noam Dar for quite a while, who's the Heritage Cup holder, and therefore I know a lot about multiple pinfalls, and then says, skirt, and says, I'm going to... Skirt.
There you go.
And says, I'm going to send you all to the penalty box. And Kalani chimes in, how will you feel when the new girl sends you to the penalty box? Blair Davenport says, look, I don't like any of you. I'm not here to keep up with all your witty one-liners. I don't care about anyone's opinions of me, but none of you are going to try and come for me because you're afraid, because I will put you on the shelf like Nikita Lyons and Sol Ruka.
Damn.
And Gigi even tried to take care of me, and she's on the shelf as well. And Fallon Henley says, yeah, you don't care about anyone. Well, I don't care about kicking all your asses and send you all to the penalty box. And I'm going to knock Tiffy Whiffy off her rocking horse. And Kalani, I don't have beef with you, but we're here for the same shot. Stratton says she thinks it's pathetic that they wasted the last chance on Fallon. Lash just screams. They're all talking over each other. And Byron does the, ladies, we said we wouldn't do this. And then Fallon says, well-behaved women don't make history. So yeehaw, bitch. And she punches Tiffany in the face. And they all start fighting. And they'll just keep on fighting.
It's chaos.
It's chaos.
Anarchy. Cats and dogs living together. Yeah. There was stuff in this that I really liked, but I can tell you, Lash Legend made me such a huge fan earlier tonight, body slamming Otis in the ring.
Yeah.
Only a few minutes later, in that same ring, she just screams in a promo.
Yeah.
For reasons I'm not quite sure.
Yeah, I felt like this was meant to get more them all over each other.
Yeah.
And then screaming and Byron stopping.
She's
but
screaming.
They didn't really get there.
Can you stop screaming, please? Definitely not a fan of that. But was a fan of Fallon stepping up. Kalani, we haven't really seen her talk and have attitude like this. She wasn't just squeaky clean. Oh, I'm so happy to be here. She's like, nah, I'm in it and I'm going to win it. So I actually was kind of impressed. You know, even Lash sounded good until she was screaming. Everyone sounded good cutting promos, but when it gets to the all that kind of stuff, it's out the window for me.
And we've seen it so many times before, and it's always with the ladies bickering with a guy being like, "Oh, ladies, shut up." Like we've seen it with Adam Pearce. And that
classic WWE.
Yeah, I think they're doing a good job building up Fallon for this match. She seemed to get the biggest reaction from this, from the audience as well. So, and she's getting yeehaw bitch over. So I like
exactly. How is that not on her shirt already?
Yeah. We go to our next match, Axiom versus Nathan Fraser. Axiom hits a beautiful slide through the ropes into a German suplex, leaps off the top rope into a super kick, and that's when all the Iron Survivor women just spill out to the ring.
Yeah.
They're still brawling. The match is thrown out, and then Nikita Lyons returns and takes out Blair Davenport with a big kick to the face.
I didn't like this. It's like, sorry, there's a match going on right now. Why are you fighting all of a sudden back into the... You've already left, and now you've come back.
The match didn't matter.
Yeah, it's just like... And then they do it again later with the guys.
Yeah, that's when it got like...
It's like, come on.
Well, this was mainly to set up like Nikita's return.
But Nikita's not even in the match, and Blair... I forgot Blair was even in this
I
match.
think Nikita's going to lock Blair in the penalty box so she can't get out.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
She's going to use her nunchucks.
Yeah. But yeah, we are getting Axiom versus Nathan Fraser on the kickoff show.
So a rematch.
Deadline.
Yeah. Okay, cool.
With hopefully none of the women interfering. Andre Chase addresses the students of Chase U about the findings in the investigation.
Oh, boy.
The findings of misuse of funds and gambling that, as Chase said, rocked the institution to its core. And the person who irresponsibly put this university in severe debt is me. Andre Chase, not me.
Not you, yeah.
Andre Chase. He says, I fell short of the example I meant to, and the blame is on me. My continuous lack of judgment. And students, how does this affect you? Well, due to the results, we're on an academic probation, and we have a few sanctions. Like anyone who enrolled after, like for this new year, after these like misuse of funds, will not be eligible for financial aid. And we see Thea Hale, like, for fuck's sake.
All these students are like, oh, man.
And Thea's like, yeah, well, how much do you owe? He says, I owe hundreds of thousands of dollars. It's the loan plus interest.
Third-party loans.
I went through a third party. And after losing all of my personal finances, I used uni funds. This explains why this guy has never had gear. He's just had that Chase U sweater the whole time.
Stinky old sweater.
All makes sense. And he says, I used a third party for a loan that I cannot pay back. And they're after me as well.
They're going to fucking murder him.
But I got us in this mess and I'm going to restore it. And Duke says, okay, other than selling the trophy, which I'm not going to do, is there anything else we can do? And someone suggests a bake sale.
Car wash.
Duke says, no, car wash. And then some British guy.
Yeah, he's the one that was in the breakout tournament.
Which one's this?
Keanu
Jackson.
Keanu Reeves? No, I don't know. I'll find it.
Well, he suggests, how about we take a crash course on finances and blah, blah, blah. And the music changes as we see Thea Hale's gone all kind of gaga for him.
Riley Osborne.
So she's like, she kind of fancies this guy, and JC snaps her out of it. And Andre just says, we can get through this together and get this debt paid. And he's put out a tweet asking for any suggestions of fundraising.
Right away, I said bake sale and car wash, and then they both.
We're going to get these skits on Deadline.
Like the car wash and things. Oh, nice.
I think so.
Duke and the car wash?
Yeah.
Nice.
Yeah. So
okay, so
he's taking full blame.
He's taking the blame, right? We're assuming that because of the gambling, it's actually him taking the fall for Duke, but Duke is like acting very not suspicious.
And like he was saying like it was me, I did this. I still kind of think, he's blaming himself for his lack of judgment on Duke, maybe. But he did form that friendship, but Duke is being a bit of a dick.
Easily, this has to link to. Listen, like it's like we're not detectives here, but as soon as they're like, "Hey, there's some money in gambling and stuff," it's like, "Oh, wait a second, this guy was a poker player.
Yeah,
we could be cops," because like that's how the shit works. It's coincidences aren't usually coincidences. There's a reason, right? So I still think Duke is somewhat involved in why the gambling and stuff. But kids, gambling is bad.
So, do you think we're going to find out who this third party is? Is their third party
the family?
And it's going to end up in a match, isn't it? Surely.
Yeah.
Match to get the money back to save Chase U.
Right.
How many times has Chase U been on the line now?
I mean, Chase U. Oh, yeah. The Chase U.
Kiana was the bar.
The bar. Right. Yeah. So, yeah, I don't know where we're going with this, but there's a lot of moving pieces. We got Thea falling for a breakout star while she's trying to learn how to be more like Toxic Attraction. Yeah. With JC, who was like oddly suspicious coming in here, then the issues happened. Then we got Duke, who used to be a poker player, a lousy one, if that. So therefore, you would think he was good at. So it's really a who's done it here, because it's like, could it be JC or is it Duke? I think it's Duke.
Yeah,
somehow. But yeah, interesting.
I feel Chase is maybe like he's taking the fall because he can't let the MVP take the fall.
Yeah, it's like the Dark Knight.
Yeah.
Right? Like, it's like Harvey Dent.
He's the symbol.
Right? Yeah. He's like, look, you can't have like...
You gotta wear a mask.
Yeah.
Protect the ones you care about.
So, yeah, I'm interested, but it's weird.
Yeah. We go back to Trick and Mello, and Trick is asking Mello what the hell this is from this video. And Mello says, look, it's not what it looks like, but I got my last chance. I need to have this match now, and then we can talk. And Trick's like, nah, dog, this is your last chance. Talk to me now. What the hell's going on? And Mello just leaves because his music's hit, and he's going for his match. And then we see Lexis King, who sent in an X and says, everyone's popping off about me, saying I should be worried and incriminated. And I'm here saying the exact opposite. I'm sat on my throne, and the camera always finds me. Ain't that right, Carmelo Hayes? They're talking about your match. They're talking about how I'll interfere. I won't interfere in my friend's match. We had a rocky start, but I think we'll be on the same page very quick. And I know Mello don't miss, and Lexis don't miss either. And I love it when a plan comes together.
You know what? Like, maybe the best he's sounding, because you genuinely hate this like anti-Riz greaseball dude. So definitely like the best he's become. His wrestling's still not good, but at least he's involved in this storyline. He's kind of made the storyline a little muddied, but whatever. I just can't stop staring at his damn facial hair.
Yeah, it's bizarre.
Is it a bat symbol on his chin?
Yeah,
is
it looks
it
like it.
The like Star Wars Rebel Alliance thing? I don't know what that is. Is it a pair of boobs, a butt, balls? What is that?
All those things you're mentioning right now. Yeah.
Right. I can keep going. I'm like looking at I've never done one of these, but like of those tests, like what do you see out of it? It's definitely a bat. It's the Batman thing.
Yeah.
But then he's got that like porn stash going on,
which has a little curl at the end as well.
Oh man, I love all of this.
So like Lexis is kind of just saying, look, we're friends and we've been working together, but we know he's kind of potentially taking the blame, like deliberately claiming this where he might not have anything to do with it, and he's just fucking around. So
yeah,
I don't know.
Or Mello like did hire him to do it.
Yeah.
So it's like, okay. I mean, the proof is there. Who was Mello texting?
Yeah.
So
we go to our men's last chance match. Carmelo Hayes versus Tyler Bate versus Joe Coffey versus Eddy Thorpe. Just before Eddy Thorpe comes out, he's asked how his ribs are. He says, not great, but if I win, I get a chance at the guy who injured me in Dijak. Match starts. We get the airplane spin from Bate to Coffey. Bate goes for a diving uppercut, but gets caught by Coffey and spun around and slammed to the mat. Bate comes in with an exploder to Coffey. Thorpe with a spinebuster to Mello. And now everyone is down as we go to commercial break. After the break, we see Thorpe hit a brainbuster to Bate, which Coffey breaks up the pin for. Thorpe then hits suicidas either side of the ring, but gets caught in a big spinebuster onto the steel steps by Coffey.
Yeah, that was pretty sweet.
Which actually takes him out of the match because he's already got that rib injury. There's then a sunset flip from Mello to Coffey, who, in being sunset flipped, Germans Tyler Bate, which looked pretty cool. Coffey then hits his running, diving headbutt to both Mello and Bate. Just retire this move.
Cut
please.
it.
It's not
Cut
good.
it out.
Mello then delivers a gourd buster on Coffey to Bate, but Bate gets his knees up, which Mello wasn't expecting. So Bate is still up and going at it. There's some nice kind of three-way sequences between these guys. There's the bop and bang to Coffey, and then Mello and Coffey both leap off the top, and Bate meets them both with uppercutters and then delivers the Tyler Driver 97 to Coffey for the win.
Yeah, a bit of an upset there for Mello not to be in this match. Kind of putting Tyler Bate definitely isn't one we kind of figured would go as such, but pretty interesting. You know, he'll make it an even better match. He's definitely a work rate guy. So kind of excited to see that as well. The Iron Survivor match isn't my favorite, but the way they've booked the men specifically, and hey, even the women's now is like, it's a bunch of people that never get to truly shine that might get to like make a pretty good match. And I know obviously Bate, we've seen him shine. We've seen him have those moments, but he's been stuck here in NXT. He's one of the best workers. He doesn't necessarily get to show it to a lot of people all the time.
Yeah,
so
Bate Ilia.
Exactly.
Fantastic.
Yeah.
You know, like, So Bate gets on the mic after and says, I am the final man going to Deadline, and trust me, I know what awaits me, a match like no other. And normally I am about peace and tranquility, but to hell with that, because at Deadline, and then Hard Justice, Dijak interrupts. He comes out and says, your adrenaline must be going through the roof right now because you're as delusional as this piece of trash. As Eddy Thorpe is being taken out by trainers, and Dijak just kicks him in the ribs and tells them to take this trash out. He says to Bate, you are a big, strong boy who must have a big, strong heart, but it must be an overdrive if you think you have a chance on Saturday. Bron Breakker then comes out, who says, seems like the two of you have no idea what you're in for on Saturday, and you better hope and pray that I am the last entrance in this match, because if not, you're all going to the penalty box, and where I'm standing, it's the safest place to be. And then Josh Briggs comes out and says, another week of badass Bron Breakker chatting trash, and I know you all underestimate me, and I like it like that. I've been waiting for this moment my entire life, and right now I am betting on myself. At Deadline, I am shocking the world. But as he's saying this, the crowd are all saying, whoop these tricks. And Trick comes out and he says, I'm not in the mood. At Deadline, I'm going to whoop that trick, going to whoop that trick, going to whoop that trick.
Loved it.
And Dijak says, the only trick you should be whooping is your friend Carmelo.
Ooh.
And Trick just punches him in the face. They all start to brawl. And we cut to backstage where we see Mello asking Ava, the girl that gets things done,
the GM,
and to sort it out, to get something done. And Trick says, cut the crap, and asks Mello, did you text Lexis King to attack me? Mello said, of course I didn't. I'm not working with him. I'll get it done, and I'll get business done. And on Saturday, and Trick says, oh yeah, well on Saturday, Mello opens the show and Trick's closing.
Yeah, this was coming back from break after, and so this sets up, now it's official because the Rock's daughter made it official, I guess, that Mello will take on Lexis King to start the show on Deadline, and Trick saying, oh, you start the show, I close the show, and kind of walks off, and Mello gives him this like dirty look, like he's upset at that. So more entangled drama of what's to come with the whole storyline here. But yeah, I think we kind of saw that coming too. If they weren't going to be in the match, then a singles match. Yeah,
I didn't need 2 segments tonight of just everyone talking over each other.
Yeah,
it was a bit samey from the men's and women's. I get it's maybe the easiest way to do it, but would have liked something a bit more original across the two.
Yeah, especially what's to come again.
We then have Ilia and Baron Corbin face to face, contract signing, whatever it is.
So Byron just left?
Yeah, no mediator here.
Byron just left.
Yeah.
Okay, gotcha. It would have been way more effective if Byron's there in his bright suit, and Baron Corbin comes out and goes, nah, get the hell out of here. But no, he didn't.
Maybe it did during commercials.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, maybe. Dragunov just right away like throws the chair down and says to Baron, this is a championship you failed to win before, and you brought my family into this, and you can mock my accent, my heart, anything, but the sacrifices for my boy, that's the line you crossed, and you will pay for this. And Corbin says, what you call sacrifices, I call excuses. You could have brought them over here, but you turned your back on your son and got a plane and came here so you can stay in your cold, lonely apartment.
Damn.
And what you're doing to your son right now is exactly what your father did to you.
Ooh.
And you see Ilia's going bright red, the veins popping out of his head, and Corbin's going, oh, that stings, huh? Oh, yeah, the veins popping out of your neck, buddy. Ilia starts to like strip off. He takes his tie off. He's ripping his shirt open.
He's getting red. He's getting angry.
And he's saying, I'm trying to contain this because if I unleash it now and not on Saturday, there will be no NXT title match at Deadline, and you will leave in an ambulance and no opportunity to add this title to your lavish life, you materialistic son of a bitch. And Corbin says, oh, you think this is about materialistic things? No, this is about vindication for me. He says, even though these people will never admit it, I've never stopped. Not through brand changes, not through COVID. I've been here on your TV for over 8 years and will take what's mine. and your son misses you. And I can say that because I'm bad enough. I can walk down any street and not have to worry about looking over my shoulder. And Ilia's getting all fired up. And Corbin says, yeah, breathe that fire, because I've been hell and back, and I will be there again on Saturday. And then Corbin sets up a corner in the middle of a table in the corner of the ring and says, go on, Ilia, do it. He turns his back to Ilia and says, do it for your family. This is for your family. Go on. And then Ilia turns him round and hugs him.
Oh.
And says, the only one who can destroy the dragon is the dragon himself. As Corbin looks confused, because he's like, wait, I thought you were going to hit me. That's weird.
Wow. It's like the end of Lost in Translation here.
The
whisper. You never know what he said.
And then all the men from the Iron Survivor spill out, and they're fighting and brawling. And there's a spear from Bron Breakker to Trick through the table.
Yeah, so just all these guys go, I can't contain it anymore. We have to fight, see?
And somehow Tyler Bate's the one standing tall at the end.
The show ends with Tyler Bate being like, yeah, and I'm in that match.
I quite like the Corbin and Ilia. I liked the twist on it with Ilia just...
Yeah.
It makes him scarier. Like, we've seen him beat the shit out of people, and it's like, no, like, I'm...
I think the crowd didn't know how to react to it right away, because you had some girls in the crowd being like, kiss him, kiss. But like, I think the way they did it is still better than just like any other thing.
Put him through the table.
And Baron Corbin reacting like he's even now he's scared now. Yeah. He was not scared before, and he was being mean and everything, but now all of a sudden he's like shaking his boots because like, this guy's cooler and calm than I could think of. So yeah, I think the match will be hopefully Baron Corbin's best match and possibly Dragunov's worst, but still like better than what we can expect from Corbin. Hopefully, maybe I'm just crazy and trying to expect something.
Like, as far as story goes, I've enjoyed this more than some of Corbin's feuds, but it is, at the end of the day, it's like Ilia is so elite, and like, I don't think Corbin's as bad as people make him out to be, but I get that I think he can wrestle. I think he's fine. I just don't think he's exciting. Yeah. And I don't think he's really right for this position, but I quite enjoy him in promos and things. I think he is just quite naturally unlikable, and I think he's done a good job on this feud, but there's definitely a whole lot of other matches I'd rather see Ilia in, especially as a main event of a pay-per-view.
Yeah, I think that will show. Like, he'll get through this match and then set up something, whether it's the winner of the whole thing, the Iron Survivor. But I think Baron Corbin, it's the least interesting story for match for the Dragon, but we'll get to some bigger ones. We'll get to, sadly, not going to go to that Wes match, which I think we kind of saw in the future being like the big Mania one. So I don't know who would take that spot, because I think Melo should take Dragunov should take the title all the way to Stand and Deliver. Yeah. And that's the big match, is him versus someone. Is that him versus Bate? Is that way too long down the line? I don't know if that's...
It's like Tyler Bate as a character does absolutely nothing.
No, it doesn't work right now.
But I like... And even his wrestling, it's a bit like doing the hits a lot of the time. Like, he's a good wrestler, don't get me wrong. And like he's had some incredible matches, but I just feel like whenever I watch him, it's okay. It's the bop and bang, it's the airplane spin, it's like, I feel he needs to get his teeth into something. And like, I mean, Ilia is the guy to do it. They could have an absolute killer match.
I mean, maybe Stand and Deliver. I mean, it's so far away, right? Is Trick and Mello, right? Like, that's the big one. But Dragunov, I'm wondering who his opponent would be. But yeah, kind of an okay episode. There was some stuff I liked and some stuff I didn't. Highlight is Lash Legend body slamming Otis, and Fallon getting put into this Iron Survivor match.
Yeah, I think I enjoyed the women's Last Chance match more than the men's tonight. I enjoyed that mixed tag as well. I found it a bit like by the numbers, the whole both multiple men's and women's.
I hated the running out at the end. I hate all that stuff. Like, oh, at least they had the courtesy. They knew the segment was ending. Yeah, that they came out. But the women, the match was still on. They just came out during the match, didn't give a shit.
I've seen that match 100 times.
No, I'm just like, the coming and running out and doing it. The men definitely, after already seeing it, and then having the guys do it was like, it's so whatever.
So, do you want to do some predictions?
Yeah, maybe read some feedback because I see some
first.
there first, and then we'll go to some deadline predictions.
Sure.
I see here we have a Facebook page. You can like Poisonrana on Facebook, but it leads you to the Poisonrana group. We link it here on the podcast description and join it. We share fun things, news, memes, and fun things and stories. But we also post up feedback threads like this one every Tuesday night. Writing in is Andrew McDonald, who says, I think I know where the Ava storyline is going. Sean is giving her special treatment because he knows her dad hates him and he's trying to make amends. The Chase U segment was fine, but if you're going to go absurd, go all in. Don't just have weird fantasy noises going on when Thea Hale is listening to that guy. Have Dreamweaver as if it was Wayne's World. Yes, I totally agree, Andrew. He continues, I'm wondering if Wesley's injury is simply from years of wear and tear and it finally caught up to him. It could have been anything, and maybe it's a situation where guys are smarter with their health. I listened to John Pollock releasing the audio obituary of the Dynamite Kid, and it's better that guys are taking more time to get stuff fixed than being dragged out for a match.
Yeah.
I mean, that's definitely the case. And I don't think we'll find out exactly if it's from that match last week, but yeah.
I mean, we're seeing a whole like ethos change in WWE as well. Like Randy Orton saying in an interview recently about Triple H and how like that's something that's changed. It's like back in the day, you'd miss your like the birth of your child, anniversaries, all of that stuff. And now it's like, oh, you need time off, take time off. Like it's way more kind of like physical and mental health friendly there, it seems, these days.
Yeah.
We go to Manny, who says the deal has been finalized and the name of the contract does say Lee. However, the contract reads Dragon Lee. Ray being at ringside made me think Santos will show up and cost Dragon Lee the title, while Wesley, wishing Wesley a speedy recovery. Looking forward to Deadline, but I won't be able to watch it live as I'll be watching Andrade make his GCW debut live in person.
Ooh, nice. Little Andrade Gargano throwback.
Mm-hmm.
Wonder if we'll ever get that again.
Maybe.
Possibly. I wonder who he's fighting in GCW. I guess Commander would be like one of the Lucha guys would be one of the big. Or I think it's Joey Janela. I think it's Joey Janela on this. Right. I think it's We go to Frank, the BDE champ. He says Chase U needs to have a telethon. Glad to see Fallon make it in the match. Breakout tournament looks interesting. Very saddened to hear about Wes. That was heartbreaking. Can't wait to burn the ships live this Saturday. That's right. Fire Frank and John Cena will both be in Bridgeport, Connecticut for Deadline this Saturday. I hope you guys write in, get some thoughts from you too. I hope you have fun, by the way. But yeah, he's saying Chase needs a telethon. Maybe just join OnlyFans. That seems to be like the big thing too. Yeah.
We go to Magan, who says, let's start with that gut punch in the first hour. Wesley announcing that he needs back surgery broke my heart. Dom coming out to gloat had me wondering if it was a work until it wasn't, as Dragon Lee is going to fill in for Wes. Yeah, Dragon lost twice him this year, and he moved to SmackDown recently. There's one way to make lemonade out of this lemon, and it's for Dragon Lee to become North American champion. It's fucking necessary considering Logan Paul is ghosting for weeks at a time with the US title. Wesley's sacrifice can't be in vain. Okay, with that out of my system, the two four-way matches did the job. I had Fallon and Mello winning it, but 1 out of 2 ain't bad.
Good stuff.
The go home had a real sense of urgency. I like that Ava is becoming the proxy for Sean to make matches, and Ilya Dragunov showing restraint makes him the scariest motherfucker alive. Strong outing. And then note the QR codes on the desk leads to a link, and on there has a familiar voice. It was Cora Jade.
Yeah, they had a thing for Deadline, like, hey, this Saturday, and it's her voice saying, see you at Deadline. So CM Punk came back to WWE. She's like, hey, book me.
Yeah. Costing Roxanne the cage match.
I guess.
Slamming the door in her face as she's about to crawl out in a hood. She'll be wearing a black hoodie. Calling it now.
Yeah, CM Punk hoodie.
Yeah.
And then finally, we go to Giancarlo, who writes in, hey, y'all, second time, long time.
Second time, long time.
I'll listen to this on the drive tomorrow, but what's your opinions on the GTA 6 trailer? As a South Floridian, this has a pretty good-looking Florida simulator. Maybe we can get a knockoff performance center in it, since it seems to include fictional Orlando area as well. Keep up the good work. Hiya!
Hiya.
Yeah, we did. You definitely did talk about that off the top there, Giancarlo. But I know I probably won't buy a PS5 or PS6 or whenever it comes out system, but I definitely will have to check it out. I know certain people will buy it day of, and I'll be definitely trying to play it, because I was younger when these games came out and definitely like loved playing them, but I don't think I've ever completed a GTA.
No.
Like I've completed Red Dead Redemption, but yeah, I'm excited. And if there's a performance center, there should be. Looks like there's a lot of other Florida stuff in there. So good stuff. Mm-hmm. Thank you, Jean. Thank you, everyone, for writing in. And thank you, everyone, for listening to us here today, whether it's live in the YouTube chat or on the podcast app. Thank you. Appreciate you guys. Again, at Poisonrana Pod, Twitter, Instagram for all the stuff that we do. The socials for all the other shows. Patreon.com/Poisonrana. $5 a month to become a friend. You get access to almost 500 podcasts in that catalog. There's retro wrestling reviews, our Survivor Series 96 review from a few weeks ago, our Lord of the Rings reviews out these few weeks. We have so many movie reviews, retro NXT reviews, everything on there, and it's only $5 a month. So go check it out, and you won't be disappointed, especially around the holidays.
Absolutely.
Yeah. So we will be back Saturday night. Oh, we didn't do our predictions. Predictions. Okay. Oh, here I am signing off like a jackass. Okay.
All right, let's do it quick.
Okay, go.
Axiom versus Nathan.
What? I don't care.
Okay. Axiom. Dijak v Trick versus Josh Briggs versus Bron Breakker versus Tyler Bate.
Okay, I'm going to go with Trick Williams.
I think it's got to be, really.
Story, right? It fits it, right?
Tiffany versus Lash Legend versus Blair Davenport versus Kalani Jordan versus Fallon Henley.
I'm going to go with Fallon Henley.
Me too.
Wow.
Ilia Dragunov versus Baron Corbin.
I'm going to go with Ilia Dragunov.
Come on, Corbs.
You get the hell out of here. No.
Dirty Dom versus Dragon Lee.
I'm going to say Dirty Dom.
I'm going to go with Dragon Lee.
Okay.
Roxanne Perez versus Kiana James.
Kiana James
via Cora Jade.
Why? We don't know, but sure.
And Carmelo Hayes versus Lexis King.
I don't know what to expect from this match, to be honest. Carmelo, one of the best workers here, and Lexis King, one of the best beards here. So, I mean, it could go both ways, but I'm going Lexis.
Could be your story. I don't know.
Lexis King.
Yeah, I guess Lexis King.
Great.
And does Melo let him win? I don't know.
Oh, he lays down for him.
I don't know.
Exactly.
I don't know.
So there you go. Deadline. We got a bunch of matches. I think we'll be in for a treat. I definitely wasn't looking for it. It's still one of the least hyped ones for me. I got to say, it's definitely like not up to some of the levels or up to par from some of the other ones, but I'm looking at it glass half full here. And I think there will be some surprising matches coming off the show. It always is. It always is.
Yeah,
like that.
I'm looking forward to it. I enjoyed these Iron Survivor matches last year. I'm intrigued for the next step in the Trick and Melo story, where I think that will take a big step forward. So yeah, I'm looking forward to it.
Yeah. All right. Well, at Poisonrana Pod, Twitter, Instagram, like I said, Saturday night after Deadline. If you're watching, come hang out here on the post feed. We'll be live minutes after Deadline goes off the air with our NXT Deadline post show. And next Tuesday night, I will be joined by Dickie Bird from Eagles Don't Hunt Flies to cover NXT as you're off in BC.
Yes.
Excellent. So lots and lots of more shows coming up. And Saturday, during our Deadline show, we will announce, this is an announcement for an announcement. We will announce our new Poisonrana merchandise line.
Yeah, finally.
Right on time.
Yes.
There you go. At the beginning of the Deadline show, I'll tell you where you can go to get new Poisonrana merch from a brand new website.
Yes.
I cannot wait. We're very excited. So we love all you fine people for listening and supporting us. I myself, Braden Herrington, Twitter, Instagram, at the Brady.
And you can find me at Davie Portman.
That's it. That's all. Take care. Goodbye. Be safe. And we'll see you at Deadline in the penalty box.
Ahoy! This week on the Poisonrana Patreon feed, we talked all about the Lord of the Rings, The Two Towers, in a brand new episode of Up Yours. And he goes, "What's that? What are you putting in there?" He's like, "Taters." It's like, "Taters? What's taters, precious?" And And what are taters?
Potatoes.
And what do you do with potatoes?
You boil them, mash them, stick them in a stew.
You boil them, mash them, stick them in a stew.
Get this podcast plus retro NXT reviews, movie reviews, wrestling reviews, and so much more. And it's only $5 to become a friend. Patreon.com/PoisonRana. What are you waiting for?
What are you waiting for, huh? What are you waiting
First time in a long time, but back like I never left. Taking each day as it comes, you know me, I don't read ahead. Watch me burn down everything, BDE on the TV set. When I'm in control on the road, you can never really know what's up next.